Hello there, and welcome to the Disgustingly Healthy Relationship Podcast. I'm Lewis.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are your hosts.
Beautiful people, it's 2024. We are no longer settling for mediocre, toxic, and shitty relationships.
Instead, we are choosing healthy, secure, and conscious love.
Lewis and I are here to challenge and expand you on all fronts when it comes to healthy relationships.
So, if you're ready for unfiltered conversations
and massive impact,
then let's play. Hello, and welcome back to the show.
Indonesian edition.
I know. Bali edition.
Bloody hell.
I know. What a time. What a time to be alive.
Yeah, in case any of you haven't been following our social media, Lewis and I have entered into a bit of a challenging time in our lives, so to say.
Yeah, so we'll just give you a quick, brief rundown. So both of us have still got visas for Australia. We've both been in Australia.
We've both got visas?
Or had visas.
Oh, right. I thought you said we both still have them. I'm like, what are we doing then?
No, I'm just trying to explain the visa situation. So both of us were on working holiday visas.
No, we weren't.
So, what was it?
We were on like work visas basically, but they were like COVID ones.
Oh, it was a COVID visa, yeah, that's right. Anyway, they both expired in June, and with the new rules coming out regarding visas and working holiday visas from the trade agreement from the UK and Australia, we were able to apply for our third year working holiday, which is crazy because we've been here for longer than 3 years. But anyway,
bearing in mind people listening to us don't actually know anything about Australian visas.
Okay, cool.
Keep it simple.
I'm just gonna hand it over to you then. Go for it. Clearly, I'm not doing a good job.
Oh, I just want people to understand what we're talking about if they don't understand what a working holiday is. Like, what even is that? You know what I mean? It's a visa. But anyway, yeah, our current visas ended at the beginning of June. There was new rules on the 1st of July that meant we could apply for a new visa, basically, a new temporary one. We are waiting for permanent residency in Australia, which is taking a while. So we had to apply for another temporary one. We were really grateful for the changes because it meant that we were then actually eligible for this new temporary visa on the 1st of July. But it also meant that 30,000 other people were eligible who also applied on the same day at the same time for the same visa, which has meant that there's been a backlog. And because our previous visas ended at the start of June, we had to leave the country. So we left the country in June. I went home to visit family and then met up with Lewis in Bali, which is where we are now. And then we applied on the 1st of July, literally expecting it to be instant. Like every other visa both of us have ever applied for has been instant, isn't it?
Pretty much instant, yeah.
Or mine have literally been instant. Like the only one was like when I was on someone else's visa, it took a bit of time, but all mine have literally like straight away come back. So both of us just thought, okay, well, this will be no different. Like it's normally just a computer system that says yes or no. Like if you're a low risk country, they normally just fire it straight through without even looking at it. So we thought that would be the same in this case, but we are now 18 days post applying for visa, and we're still in Australia, in Bali. Oh God, I wish I was in Australia.
Yeah, we're still in Bali. So yeah, we initially thought that we'd be out here for 5 days.
Yeah, it was going to be a 5-day holiday.
Both booked flights and everything like that back home, back to Australia, and then we're still waiting. So yeah, almost 3 weeks now.
Yeah.
Gosh.
And presuming that everyone does know us, like we obviously both have jobs in Australia. I work in social work, so I work with very vulnerable clients that are now currently being unserviced. So they haven't had anyone working with them for 6 weeks, which is awful because they are high risk families that are involved in the child protection system. We also have 2 dogs, and we are on our 4th dog sitter this week. Starting on our 4th dog sitter.
In a way.
Yeah, and we also have a tenancy, so we have an apartment.
Yeah.
So yeah, all of this just makes for a stressful situation. And we have called immigration twice. The first time they said, you're within the expected time frame of 1 to 31 days, which is not really helpful. But then when we called back the second time, we spoke to a really nice lady called Barb. And she basically said that she'll open our files, make sure that nothing is missing or outstanding, which she did. Everything was fine. And she said that she's put a note on our file to hope that what did she say, rattles their cages enough for them to process. She couldn't process them, but she was hoping it would rattle the processors' cages enough for them to get to it ASAP.
Yeah, so we did that on Tuesday.
That was Monday.
Oh, Monday.
Yeah, and it's now Thursday.
It was a few days ago, so
yeah.
We're still waiting on that.
It's been really hectic.
Yeah, it's been quite challenging, quite stressful, especially with like money and stuff. Like we both obviously have got joint savings and we put money aside for us, and it was supposed to be, the start of saving for a house or whatever we were wanting to do it for. But we've literally had to exhaust all of those resources to just survive here. Luckily, it's tax time, and we managed to both get our tax refunds back, and we both got a pretty decent amount, enough for us to at least um, live in Bali for another 4 weeks, I
It's not even
guess.
just living in Bali either, is it? Like
So,
we still have our rent, we have all our bills back home to pay, but now we have nothing else coming in.
yeah,
So it's a bit scary when money's just going out and nothing else is coming in. It's
yeah,
not a nice place to be in. And obviously lots of people are trying to keep us positive by saying like, but you're in Bali, like just enjoy. Which yeah, we appreciate is obviously trying to yeah, keep us positive,
yeah.
so to speak.
Just
But
lighten up the situation, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's actually, I don't know, we're not having the worst time in the sense that like, we get to sleep in, we eat nice food because everywhere that's even cheap is still really nice to eat.
mm,
We just get to read and lie in the sun and whatever else. So like that in itself is a nice experience. But I had on top of that the stress and the worry about the dogs and our apartment and our rent and our jobs, and
yeah. It's just
it's actually not ideal at all.
no, it's not.
So we're trying to make it like as best as we absolutely possibly can. But the reality is that like this is so not ideal.
No, we just feel super trapped. And to be honest, both of us are exhausted trying to chase visas to stay in a beautiful country. Like,
We're so close to permanent residency now. Like this is the closest that I've ever been.
and it's just so frustrating that one of these things is just challenging us. It's almost like we're trying to figure out what the lesson is in all of this
Mm.
and what the divine intervention is. Like, I think this is just a test. Like, are you sure that you want to stay in Australia? This is like what we're getting from this.
Mm.
So, yeah, it's just been quite a testing and challenging era.
For me personally, like when I look back on any of my other kind of visa stresses, there are many, I assure you. When things didn't work out how I initially wanted them to, I was able to look back on those times from the future and be glad that they didn't work out the way they wanted to, because like something happened and um, something better came up, or one of the job sponsorship visa opportunities that I wanted like would have fallen through in some way because of COVID or because they used illegal lawyers, or like there was always a reason when I look back that I was glad it didn't work out the way that it did. So I'm kind of like using that. There's three really solid instances where I'm really glad I didn't get the pathway to permanent residency that I thought I wanted. So I'm just using those experiences to kind of keep me positive now, I guess, in knowing that this too at some point in the future will make sense. Like we'll look back on this and be like, oh my God, that makes so much sense. Like I'm glad that we had to wait because X, Y, and Z. Like maybe now we're eligible for something else that we wouldn't have been able to get, or um, maybe maybe it's going to motivate my work to finally sponsor us so that we can get permanent residency through them. Like I don't know, but we just are basically sitting in this place of like trust, knowing that it'll make sense at some point. But it doesn't make sitting in the uncertainty any more pleasant, but it does kind of make it more manageable, I guess. But yeah, we wrote a few questions to like ask ourselves, I guess, as like prompts. So the first one was what happened. We've pretty much summarized
Yeah,
it.
we've covered that. Yeah.
How are we coping? How are you coping?
Um, do you know what? I got a tattoo saying patience and calm, and
You have not stopped showing it to me, which pisses me off. Anyway.
well, I mean, I'm just calm and I'm really patient. So I think it hasn't. Of course, I've been like in heightened levels of stress every so often, but like I haven't been too bad. I don't think it's just a timing thing. Like I've sort of made peace with the fact that it's not going to happen all at once, and um, just have to deal with what's in front of you, really. Um, so I think I'm coping all right.
But how? What are you doing?
What am I doing?
Mm.
Moving my body, like nurturing my mind. So my phone was actually broken for like 5 days. Wasn't able to like go on my phone at all. Um, which was actually really nice. It gave me a lot of space and time to think about things. Do I remember any of the things I was thinking about? No. I should really keep a journal and write everything down, but it was just really nice to have that space and not have to rely on any distractions. I was just being instead of doing or getting distracted. I think that's
yeah.
how I was coping, and then just
Yes.
every so often go to yoga and going to the gym, just pushing my body a little bit. And honestly, I've been really grateful for the sleep. Like
Oh my God, we've had so much sleep. Do you want to tell them what mine was today?
you had, what was it, 11 hours?
11 hours. And that wasn't even just in bed time. My in bed time was 11 and a half hours. My actual sleep was 11. That's the most I think I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah, it's crazy.
What the fuck?
So I think this year, especially, I know I've been super sleep deprived on the daily. So I'm really,
Yep.
I'm really grateful um, for this trip. I guess just slowing me down and enabling me to have good sleep. So
Yay.
good sleeps and good food. I feel
Such good food.
I feel nourished. I feel my mind is quiet, which is nice. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much how I'm coping and how I've sort of dealt with it. And yeah,
Do we sound really down?
I'm not sure. Maybe.
I feel like you sounded down, and I'm like, fuck, I probably sound down as well.
I don't think I sound down. I think
Oh, I thought you sounded a little bit down then. Are you tired?
I'm not tired.
You can't be tired after 10 and a half
No,
hours.
I'm just fed up. I want to get home.
Yeah, fair enough. Fed up's a good way of putting it.
Fed up. Yeah.
Over it.
Like I'm super grateful to be in.
You can be grateful and over it at the same time.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Like I'm grateful we're in this beautiful country with food and like there's an abundance of time and um to do whatever we want to do. Well, finances dependent, financially dependent, I guess. But yeah, that's how I feel. How about you?
That's how you're coping.
That's how I'm coping. Yeah.
Yeah, we cope differently, don't we?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, not entirely. Like we both want to prioritize our sleep.
Yeah.
We both want to move our body. Like I've been going to yoga quite a bit. I went for a surf today, which was unreal. Like it was the first time I've truly felt present since we've been here. Like not thinking, check my emails, or like not stressing about money or looking. Like I just was like in the moment. Fuck, that wave's really big. Fuck, where's my instructor? Fuck, paddle. Oh my God, okay, breathe. Hold your breath. Fuck, paddle, up, paddle, yay. Like, that's all you can think about is like what is right in front of you when you're on the water, when you're surfing. So that was really nice to have that, like, just to have that break for 2 hours and be present. Oh my God, that's a rock. Fuck, ow. That's nearly ripped my toenail off. Yeah, that's pretty much how it went. And I'm covered in bruises and my hips are so bruised and swollen, but it was so worth it. Because did I mention that I caught the best wave I've ever caught in my life?
You did.
I did mention it to you.
You did mention it.
Many a few times.
Once or twice.
Yeah, so those things down pat, like eating really good food. You can eat so cheap here and still have really tasty, nice food. But I allow myself to feel my feelings more. So like I think you can still be patient and chill and simultaneously feel the enormity of the situation at the same time. So I think there was like 2 days where I just laid in bed in the fetal position and cried and binge watched Sex and the City. And poor Lewis, with the people pleaser that he is, was just like, you've obviously never seen me that like down before, but I know myself, so I know I can be that down and then be fine the next day. I know it's just an important part of like dealing with a stressful situation or like a challenging situation. Like you have to feel your feelings, you can't bypass them. So I was like, oh my God, I feel really down today, so I'm just going to lean into it and just be sad, which is fine. So I know myself, and I guess this has just been an opportunity for you to learn that like I can just have those like sad moments or whole days, in this case 2 whole days, and like come out of it and be fine. And like it doesn't mean that like it's the end of me or that like everything's terrible from now on. It's like I just know the importance of feeling my feelings. So it was funny because I was like laying there and Lewis was like doing all dances and like trying to
no, sound like a child.
No, you were like trying to do like silly dances and like silly like faces or like saying funny things, which is really sweet. Like, I'm not judging you for it at all, but it was funny because in those moments when you're really down and someone's trying to force you out of your kind of like your sadness, it's not going to happen. Like you can't force someone to move through their emotion. Like the only way you can help someone is to just go there with them and just be there with them and wait for them to come out of it by themselves, like to just be with that person. But you were at one point you must have just been desperate, I guess. You're just like, oh God, like what do I do? Like I must help her, I must do something. Like you said you felt helpless at one point as well. So yeah, you were doing all your like little dances and like funny things, and it was really sweet. But I was just like, no, It's just not happening. I
Mm.
just need to ride through this by myself. And I said a few times, like, I'm okay. There's nothing you can do. I'll absolutely be fine.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, okay, sure.
Yeah, I just don't know how to deal with that really,
You don't have to, though.
and
That's
that's
not your
okay.
job, you
No, I
know.
know
If I
it's not
needed
your
help
job.
from you, I 100% would have said, can you just do this or do that? Or, you know, I did. I said, no, it's fine. You just go and do what you need to do. I'm just going to lay here in the fetal position and
Mm.
just feel the stress that has been racing around my body. And I actually feel better since then. What you resist persists. I feel like if you're, you know, feeling that overwhelmed and you try and force yourself to be okay, that shit's only going to come back around again at some point anyway, whether that's like through your physical emotions or through your physical body, through illness or like a back strain or an injury or something. So I'm glad I just like sat in that sadness for a few days and now I feel okay. Like I'm still like we'll still be in survival mode. Do you know what I mean? Like we still will not be at our best selves, no matter how much sleep we're getting. In fact, the fact that we are sleeping so much is probably because we are so stressed. Like that's a normal stress response is to be
Just
tired and to go to sleep.
mm.
But yeah, there's no amount of stress or good food that can, I guess, take away from the fact that this is just not ideal and it is just naturally a stressful situation. What else have I done to cope? Speaking to my friends back in Australia or our friends, like it's been quite nice and grounding to have phone calls with some of them. To just remember that, like, because we're in this bubble, aren't we? We're in this like little
Yeah,
Bali bubble. It's
strange
just
that
me and Lewis. It feels like we've not seen another person in 3 weeks,
we have.
which is fine. Like we're totally fine to be with each other, but I feel like I've almost forgotten what our life was like. So when I speak to my friends in Australia, I'm like, oh yeah, I did used to have a life outside of this. Like it
Hmm.
kind of makes me remember that life and feel hopeful again, I guess. Yeah, speaking to friends has been helpful. Reading books, I like reading, that helps.
Yeah.
I guess I always like to feel like I'm being really proactive. So like I emailed our immigration lawyer and spoke to him. I spoke to another lawyer on the phone, spoke to immigration on the phone. I emailed the news. I was like, fuck it, I'm emailing 7 News. They need to know about this situation because we're actually not the only one in this situation. There's a lot of people
Yeah,
in
there
similar
is.
situations to us. I like to be taking action. Like I can't just sit and be like, well, I'll just wait. Like even if what the action that I'm taking does fuck all and like doesn't help at all, I still like to be feeling like I'm doing something towards it. Like I want to feel like everything that is in my control has been done, basically. I
Mm.
think that's just how I cope, is like to try and control the small controllables that are there, or to try and find some anyway. I think that's it. Oh, we've been getting massages as well, and we went out for a nice walk along the beach,
Yep.
making sure we get some vitamin D. But yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of coping. Is there anything that you think I missed?
Not really. I think we've just been trying to control the controllables, really.
Well, I feel like you're more of a sit back and see what happens.
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like what's done is done, and it'll happen when it happens.
Hmm.
Sometimes,
Sometimes, but sometimes you got to take
but
action.
sometimes I'm proactive.
Sometimes. What's been hard? I guess we kind of touched on it, but is there anything what's been hard
Mm,
for you? Maybe like anything in a relationship context or just personally?
I think nothing in a relationship context. To be honest with you, we've been quite pretty good, very open, I guess,
Hmm.
with our thoughts, feelings, and it's just been easy, which has been good. You haven't got on my tits yet, which is fine.
Hey,
Um,
how do I do that? That sounds fun.
I don't know actually.
Okay.
It's very rarely it happens. That's fine.
Gonna push your buttons.
Gonna push your
It's very rarely.
button.
Wait, have I done that before then?
What?
Got
Push my
on,
buttons?
no, got on your tits.
Um,
You can say.
yeah, of course you have.
Oh
Like
no.
I've got on your tits every so often. But
What
anyway,
bits?
we dig. It's
Hey!
I'm
You're not supposed to back that up,
joking.
asshole.
Um, to be honest, no, not really. I think relationally we've been fine. I think personally,
What's been hard?
what has been hard, it's always just it comes down to finances. I'm a big stressor when it comes to finances. Um, that's where most of my stress comes from, and I think just having that was difficult when we were going through that. Um, yeah, I think just sitting in that. I think I struggle to feel feelings a little bit. I've discovered
Mm.
with Sarah talking,
watching me cry for 2 days while just being like,
yeah,
oh,
not being able to like
feel
actually
everything.
sit there and just feel it with her. I mean, I can in some respects, but then I get itchy feet and I'm like, oh, I have to turn the situation around. It's my job. It's my job, but it's not. So I think just maybe feeling that, try to lean into feeling feelings a bit more, maybe. I think that's what I found difficult.
What have I found hard? I think just sitting in the uncertainty. Like I've been here so many times. But the hardest thing is sitting in uncertainty with no hope.
Yeah.
So we called immigration on Monday and they gave us a little bit of hope, as I said. You know, they said they looked at our file and made this note for us and stuff. But before that, I was finding it really hard because it was like we were hearing all these stories of people that have been waiting longer than 9 weeks and people that have been waiting months and months and like, but you know, people calling immigration and then being told there's nothing they could do. So we were like losing hope. Like, is this actually going to end? Like, is there an end? Is there a light at the end of the tunnel? So I find that hard to sit in uncertainty, but with no hope. I think when you can sit in the uncertainty with a little bit of hope that you're going to be okay, it's definitely a lot more manageable. So yeah, I think that's probably the hardest part that I found. I found laying there in the fetal position crying for 2 days easy. I was like, oh, this is easy. I obviously needed to do this. It feels quite comfortable. So here we are.
It's the only thing that you needed to do in that certain moment. So.
Yeah. Anything else relationally that's been hard that I found hard? No. Like normally we would have had a lot more alone time. Like, well, we would have had a lot more alone time because like we'd be at work every day, and like sometimes I do things in the evening with my friends. Sometimes you do things in the evening, on the weekends. So we definitely spent more time together than we normally would. So we know that that's not ideal as like a long-term solution or like way of living, but this isn't like, you know, normal living. So, and I enjoy being with you. So that's been fine.
So I enjoy being with you.
Hard. Hard relationally.
We can
No.
circle back to it.
No, there's literally nothing.
Good.
Nada.
I'm perfect, apparently.
Is that what I said?
Yep.
Oh.
No, I'm joking.
Okay. What's been easy?
Sitting in the sunshine, doing fuck all. That's been really easy.
Yeah, without this being a brag, we
got a bitch and tan. That's what
we're
we got.
so brown. I am the most tanned, I think.
That's been the easy part.
Yeah.
Eating lots of good food's been the easy part as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been good.
I think just being us has been really easy. I guess.
I think it's hard because we've been a bit bored as well. Like there's so much that we can do here. We're aware of that. However, that costs money, and like we don't know how long this is going to go on for. So we really are trying to spend as little as possible. Like if this goes on for months, we don't want to look back and think, shit, we shouldn't have been doing all these activities and all these different things. We should have been keeping our money. So as much as we really just want to like go out and do things and go to pool bars all day and like go on adventures and explore and go on day trips to the islands, we're like, no, let's be smart here and let's not be stupid. We actually have no idea when this will end. So it's been hard to just be a bit bored. Like, yes, it's nice lying in the sun, but like once you've done that every day for 3 weeks, it's kind of like.
There you go. That's another hard thing that you can add.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I'm sorry, I was going back to it. Like it gets to the point where my skin gets that brown that it just goes so dry because like obviously brown skin is like dead. Yeah. So it gets to the point where I'm that brown, my skin just like can't handle it anymore, and it looks dry. So I'm at that point now. I'm like, oh well, I've done that then. Like I've done in my tanning era now. I'm brown enough.
Yeah, fair. So what's been easy then?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I just remembered another hard thing. What's been easy? It's been easy to lay in the sun, but also, you know, flip side, it's been boring. It's been easy. Like we're both agreeable people, so like whenever we've had to pick new accommodation because they've been fully booked or we just wanted to change,
places to eat.
It's been easy to find some, like.
It's been really easy.
Yeah, like thankfully Lewis is really accommodating with my vegan lifestyle, so has probably eaten more vegan food than he normally would, but yeah, like everything's easy in that sense, isn't it? Like you'll pick somewhere, I'm like, yep, let's go there, like to live or to eat or hang out or whatever our day plans. It's just like
just make a decision and just go.
We know that though anyway, don't we, from normal living? Like we're both just really easy
we are
people,
which is nice.
What else has been easy? been really easy to check my emails every
waking hour.
10 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, it does happen.
Yeah, I'm literally doing it right now. As I said it, I was like, imagine it's in my inbox, but yeah, anyway.
Could you imagine? That'd be fate.
It was not. What else has been easy? There's not really a lot going on in our life, is there? Like to even think about what's easy.
Okay, so this is a rundown of our day. So we wake up really late. So we get up around like 9:30. We get up, we just lay in bed, go on our phone, check our emails, and then we get up, shower, decide to go for breakfast.
Sometimes we don't shower.
No, sometimes we don't.
We're actually at that point where we don't see anyone. So we're like, what's the point in showering in the morning?
Yeah, we just go out, go for breakfast, and then come back to the hotel or wherever we're at, and get lathered up in sun cream, sit outside for about 3 hours.
Yeah, 2 to 3 hours.
And then by like say 2:30, 3 p.m. we come inside, we shower up, we lay in bed in the aircon, order food.
Sometimes go to yoga.
Order food. And then Sarah will either go to yoga or I'll go to the gym, whatever. We sometimes go together. And then we'll just pitch up for the night. And that's our day. That's literally the run of our day.
Tell them what we're watching.
We're watching Sex and the City. Obviously against my will.
It wasn't. You were open to it. This actually, do you know what? This is where my sad day went in my favor. You were so desperate to like fix my sadness that you were willing to watch anything. And then we started Sex in the City, and now you're actually enjoying it. And now we're on season 6, and there are a lot of episodes in each season.
I wouldn't say I'm enjoying it. I'd say
I've literally heard you be like, "Oh my god, no way!"
That's because, do you know what? Right? I know
to enjoy it.
I know TV series.
Mm-hmm.
You don't pay attention because you're on your phone or you're doing something else or you're distracted. So I'm like, look, this seems like it's important, so listen to this.
That's why you say, "Oh my god, no way!" Really?
Because then you'll ask questions.
So you're saying it for me, not for you.
No, yeah, of course I'm saying it for you.
Bullshit.
Also, thanks for talking over me again. But whatever, standard occurrence. I'm over it.
Triggered.
Whatever.
I pushed his buttons like on his tits.
See what I mean?
I completed it. I completed that bit.
Okay, so we do have some peak papaya pineapple.
Wait, we missed a question.
Kicking around.
How have we grown as a couple?
Oh, okay. How have we grown as a couple with, I guess, being proactive with dealing with the adversity that we've had? I think we've dealt with really well. I think I've learned from your proactivity to go out and like do as much as you can so that you know that like it's done. You've done as much as you can. And I think you've learned from me to relax and chill out and just
don't tell them what I've learned. You tell them what you've learned.
I'm just saying, you said couple.
Yeah,
and this is what I think as a couple. Is this what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you can't tell them what I've
Anyway, bickering aside, what have we learned as a couple? I guess we're just more resilient and resourceful than what we thought we were. We do have, as a couple, we've got amazing friends across the board, which has been amazing.
Yeah, we've
really stepped up when we needed them.
Yeah, and we have lots of people checking in.
Yeah, we do, which is amazing. Yeah, what do you think we've learned?
I think we've learned that we handle things differently, which is fine. So it's like I know how you handle things, and you know how I handle things. So it's like just another helpful thing to know, I guess. Like if heaven forbid anything came up again like this stressful, which it will, life. If I'm crying in the fetal position on the floor, you'll be like,
no,
it's okay.
I know you're stressed.
Yeah, but you'll also know that I'll be okay. I'll come out of it. So yeah, I guess that's helpful. What else? How have we grown? How have we grown as a couple? We've always said like we know we can handle anything. Like I think it's written on our mirror in our bedroom, isn't it? Together we can achieve anything. Literally those exact words. Our friend read it to us the other day, didn't she?
Yeah, she did.
Staying ours, and I was like, oh yeah, like we actually can. I'm really grateful that. I'm skipping ahead now to gratefuls, but I am so glad that we have each other. And this is like one of the most stressful situations that someone could be in. Like, not even be able to get to your own life. Like I don't know a stressful situation.
You've literally
any more stressful situation than that.
I know.
We can't go home. We cannot get to our life. We cannot get to everything we own. Like we can't, like it's just bizarre. It's such a weird situation.
Joe, it's funny. We have the resources.
You cut me off now.
Ha ha ha. How does it feel? Feels
Oh,
awful.
we don't do tit for tat.
Anyway,
Maybe.
we've actually got the
Oh, you're actually going to
resources.
carry on.
Yeah, we've got the resources to go back to our old life, but not the resources to go into our new life.
Don't look at me to say something now. You carry on, sir.
I'm just saying that we've got the money and the resources to go back home to the UK, where it would be easy, it would be comfortable, but we're still willing to fight as a couple to
Yeah, we'll fight.
for our new life and our proposed life that we want in Australia. As you were.
I don't even know what I was saying then. Okay. Weird moment of the week.
Weird moment of the week.
Or are we meant to do tip of the week?
Sarah, you get this wrong every single time. Let's.
No, it's you that gets it wrong normally.
Okay, let's
Tip of the week first.
Okay, tip of the week is focus on the controllables.
Yeah.
So whatever is in your realm, or if you're stressing out about something, one tip that we've done and felt useful during this trip is just to control what is controllable at the moment. There's no point in thinking about that are out with your control. That'll just cause you more stress. So if you can deal with what is controllable, it'll definitely help you to become, I guess, more sane. Help you deal with the stress in front of you, and help elevate any feelings of that. I think.
To expand on that, like the controllables, for example, could be things like who we can email. We can definitely send out emails asking for assistance. We can definitely contact our immigration lawyer. We can definitely join Facebook groups and ask questions in them, see if anyone's got any insight. We can control what time we go to bed. We can control where we stay. We can control what we wear. Like just focusing on those things, the things that you can actually change or do or take action on. Because yeah, as Lewis said, like if you're focused on things that you can't control, that's exhausting. Like you're literally wasting your energy focusing on things that are way beyond your control. So as much as we want our visa and that's our focus and that is out of our control, there are controllable things like around that and completely separate to that that we can control, that we focus on, which helps. It helps me sleep at night. Like I can't go to bed at night if I think that there's something I could still be doing towards achieving our goal.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really strength-based mindset.
Yeah. Thank you for providing an example for us.
Okay.
What's your weird moment of the week for me then?
So you just have this new thing now where...
A new thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
You only started doing it like last week.
Tell me more.
You'll know it because you do it. And I don't know why you started doing it, but you do this like weird face, kind of like a half wink, and you go, wow, wow. And it's like meant to be sexy.
It's taking the piss out of sexy. It's not meant to be sexy.
Oh, okay.
I'm taking the piss. Did you not get that?
Yeah, I mean, after I laughed at you doing it and then you kept doing it, I thought like, oh, he knows it's funny and like he's not being serious.
Of course not.
But yeah, it's kind of funny. And now it's just like, I don't know, every hour it's like, oh, there it is again. Oh, okay. But it's like, yeah, you almost look like you've got a nervous twitch when you do it.
Yeah, no, that's part of the fun.
Okay. No. Thank you for clarifying.
Okay, so your weird moment of the week.
Oh God, it could literally be anything. I'm scared.
Oh, it's when you had Bali belly.
Oh,
you had like pee coming out your bum hole.
It's not a weird moment of the week. That's just like I was vulnerable. That's a terrible weird moment of the week.
Okay.
Did you have something better? That's
no.
Something that I did weird. Is it like I was just fucking Bali belly, you know?
Yeah, you had Bali belly, but I just thought it was a weird moment of the week. It's not weird.
It wasn't even a moment. It was a whole week of that as well, by the way.
It was, yeah.
Yeah. That was another vulnerable moment actually, and that was hard, was being sick. So like not even having your health.
Yeah.
In the midst of all this. That was cooked. I was really, really not well for a whole week.
Yeah, no, you weren't actually. Were you?
Yeah, thanks for telling everyone that I was shitting through the eye of a needle for a week.
You're welcome.
Okay. Pit pineapples.
Okay, so pit, I guess we all know what it is. Been stranded in Bali without our control.
Without our control.
Like we're stuck here because it's out with our control to go back to Australia.
My friend Jess pointed out that we keep using the word stuck and stranded, and she said that there's probably something in that. And I was like, yeah, true. Like, you know, your words manifest your reality, don't they?
True, yeah.
So like your words map your reality. And if we keep saying stuck and stranded, are we going to continue to be stuck and stranded? Just like we're ready for our visas.
Yeah, we are absolutely ready. Anyway, that's my pit. What's yours?
Having Bali belly. It's horrendous. Like not even just the shitting through the eye of a needle part. Sorry for the graphic description, but like my temperature was really high and like my whole body was hurting. And I just was a bit scared. Like my heart rate was through the roof because we have a Whoop watch which like measures all our health metrics, and it was like it freaks out if like your metrics go out of whack, like higher than normal, basically. And like every area that could be out of whack was like my temperature, my heart rate variability, my heart rate, my resting heart rate, my sleep, like everything was just cooked. So I was a bit like, am I gonna die? And I had to go to antibiotics, which thank God, like I did that because that really helped. But yeah, having Bali belly was definitely the pit.
Yeah, gosh, it wasn't great, was it?
No. And if you're wondering what Bali belly is, it's basically like
a parasite
or bacteria in your gut. It's kind of like gastro, I guess. Gastro.
Yeah, it is.
What's your peak?
Peak is enjoying Bali. I mean, we're actually in Bali in the sun. It's not humid. We're eating some delicious food. That's just been my peak, and finally seeing you after 3 weeks.
I know, we didn't see each other for 3 weeks, and now
stuck together for 3 weeks, joint at the hip.
Literally.
No. So, what's yours?
My surf today.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that was phenomenal.
Gnarly, dude.
Like literally the biggest, like the tallest wave, like it must have been 6 foot plus, but then the longest. So there was like 3 different sections where I just like would hop onto another green wave and then hop onto another green wave, like all the way to the shore. And it was like a movie, you know, like people were cheering, like as I was going past them, because I passed so many different sections of people trying to get on the waves. And I was just like, I am a surfer girl. Like I am surf.
You are surf.
I am a wave.
You are a wave.
I am wave. But nah, that was and like I said, I just was really present when I was out on the water. So that was a nice reprieve from the chaos that is. Okay.
What's your papaya back?
Well, you gotta do your papaya.
Oh yeah. So my papaya was getting a refund back on our flights. So I never thought that would happen. So we booked obviously return flights back to Australia, and we got an update from one of our booked flights saying that they'd changed the time. So we obviously played our case and said, look, we can't actually make it because it doesn't give us enough time for our other connecting flight.
Made up a lie.
And we got a refund back from it, which is very, very welcomed, as you can imagine.
Yeah, so we weren't eligible for one.
No, not at all. So we can that's our flights back to Australia now.
Yeah. So then because we'd
already paid for it. So it's there you go, instead of buying a new one.
Yeah, or like moving our flight every 2 days, which is what we were doing. We were like booking it 2 days in advance. We'd be like, oh, maybe in 2 days, maybe in 2 days. But yeah, it was costing us like between $10 and $120 every time to change our flight. And we were like, this is not sustainable. So now we have a refund, which is great. We can book it whenever we want.
Thank God.
What was that, your papaya? Oh, my papaya was what was I wearing? I can't remember what I was wearing now, but I didn't wear any underwear. Do you remember?
It was your yellow jumpsuit.
No, it wasn't.
Was it not?
No, it was a skirt. Oh no, it was my dress. It was my brown dress.
It was your nice dress.
And I forgot to put underwear on. And obviously everywhere you go here, basically like the main use of transportation is a scooter, like a moped.
Like a moped, yeah.
So as I was about to get on the moped, I'm like, oh my fucking God, I haven't got any underwear on. And then you obviously have to like straddle your legs over the bike and sit behind some scooter driver. So yeah, it was very airy down there. There was a lot of breeze, but I was just like, oh my God. But no one was looking. Like you're going past pretty fast, but the poor driver had no idea that my like vagina was in full show behind him. Yeah. Oh God, soz about that, Mr. Gojek driver.
Mr. Gojek driver.
All right, what's your pineapple?
Pineapple.
What's your gratefuls?
You coming back to good health after Bali Belly.
Yeah.
So it was a terrible time, not for you.
It was a dark time.
Both of us, it was just challenging. The humidity in Bali is low, and it actually gets sort of cooler in the evenings, which is nice.
Yeah.
And
we were saying it's like Spain, weren't we?
It is the sort of heat at the moment. It's quite nice.
It's lovely.
And my last one was just knowing that everything's figure outable when both of us put our heads together, which
my
I'm
word.
very grateful for.
Figure outable.
Mhm.
That's my word of the year, actually. I declared that at the start of the year.
Figure outable.
Yeah, like you can figure it out.
What's
Manageable,
yours?
figure outable, same.
Same.
So my pineapples are grateful that we had savings. Like
Yeah.
as much as we had other purposes and plans for our savings, I'm so grateful that we actually like saved money because come rainy day, it was very much needed.
We
Yeah.
literally used every cent of it.
Yeah. And I'm really grateful that we have each other as well. Like I've been in a similar situation to this before where I was stuck in the UK for 6 months because Australia wouldn't let me back again. But I was by myself. Like I was with my family, but I wasn't with someone that was in the same situation as me. And it definitely helps to have someone like that gets it.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't get my sad day, you still get it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
I get it.
But yeah, like also grateful for the fact that you looked after me. Like there was one day where I just could barely even do anything. And I think we had to move hotel rooms and you were like, don't worry, I've got this. And you just packed up everything, sorted the car, like you just took care of everything. All I did was like walk to the car and then
walk to the reception and then walk to the room to lie down.
Yeah, like I did nothing. So it's really nice to just be like feel taken care of. If I was that sick by myself, it would have been awful. Like I would have felt very lonely and scared. Like I think just having you there would have helped. Well, it did help tremendously.
Thanks.
And I am actually really grateful that we're in a safe country.
Yeah.
Like I know we keep saying stuck and stranded, but Bali is, in my opinion, like a very safe country. It's predominantly Hindu, and I really enjoy the concepts of Hinduism. It's very much about like karma, do good and you'll receive good, and about like manifestation and positivity and like helping out your neighbor kind of thing. So like all those kind of principles make most people be quite nice people because they don't want bad karma essentially. So in that sense, there's not really that much crime. It definitely does happen as it does anywhere. But yeah, I just generally feel really safe here. Men are really respectful. And yeah, like I haven't felt unsafe at any point, which I knew that anyway. That's why I keep coming back.
Neither.
Yeah.
I feel like we've heard a lot less stories of bad things happening here than what we would have had.
Yeah, true.
So maybe that's playing into it too.
Yeah.
So, but even then, I've never had a bad experience in Bali. So
I don't think I have. No.
Neither have my friends.
I probably wouldn't want to come back if I had, because I don't know.
You just feel CD.
Yeah, like Thailand. I have many bad experiences from Thailand, and I'm really not in a hurry to go back there.
Yeah.
As much as it's beautiful, it's fucking dark. But anyway, also just one final shout out to our friends who have been looking after the dogs. You have no idea, if you're listening, how grateful we are, because it's very much out of our hands. Like our hands are tied. But yeah, big shout out to Olivia, our initial dog sitter, and then Meg, and then Ella, and then Ash, who's going to have them on the weekend. Like, thank you so bloody much.
Thank you so much. We appreciate each and every one of you. You're amazing.
Yeah. And if our friends are a reflection of us, then we must be amazing too.
That was an awkward laugh.
No, you just did an awkward laugh. Mine was just very sincere and giddy.
Okay.
On that note.
On that note.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hey guys, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate you so bloody much. You are the best.
If you enjoyed this episode, please follow us on Apple or Spotify, whatever you prefer. And don't forget to check out the Instagram page at TDHR Podcast.
Information on how you can write your questions into us will also be in the show notes. Till next time. Mwah.